My name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a word of hope based on the readings for Friday, August 4th. You know, most of my life as a Dominican, I've been a preacher and a teacher, and I've given a lot of lectures and conferences. And I get invitations to do that from all over the United States and even from other countries. But it's interesting that I rarely get those invitations from my own brothers. That they will often say, okay, we know this guy, we've lived with him for 40 years, we've heard everything he's got to say, let's get another voice to give us a different perspective. And that's fair, that's totally understandable. And I think that that's what is going on in the gospel today. We see Jesus, who has grown up with the people that he's speaking to, and the people around him knew him since he was a little child. They know his mother, they know St. Joseph, they know his friends, his brothers, and his sisters. And they're saying to themselves, okay, what could this guy have to say to us that we don't already know? He's been around a long time. We've got it. We don't need to hear any more from him. And yet we hear in the gospel that once they heard him, they were amazed that it was a side of him that they had never seen before. He said things that they didn't know were even in him. And their opinion of him and his authority changed entirely. And you know, I think this gives us an important message, or really two messages. The first one is that we have to give speakers the benefit of the doubt. We have to be able to listen to them, to grant them the authority to warrant our attention. And secondly, that we have to be internally disposed to change our own opinions, to let go of our prejudices about somebody. We all form opinions about people, and we think we've got them in a box. We know who they are. But I think the gospel today tells us that we need to be more open. Jesus says that, or the gospel tells us that Jesus had to leave that town. He could not work many wonders because of the lack of faith among those people. Don't let that happen to you. Be sure that your faith is open to the message of the Lord and they're willing to hear it in a new way, even if it's a scripture passage or a homily that you've heard before. Listen to it again and try to hear a new message or a new word from the Lord, just as those people listened to Jesus. And pray especially that that new message and that new word will give you a new perspective on what the gospel demands of us today.